Hi, today I wanted to talk about emotional self-control. This is how we manage those disturbing emotions and impulses. When we have emotional self-control, we are able to balance our feelings and impulses in a healthy manner. Maybe you take a walk, you meditate, you do some breathing exercises, you pray, and so on. But what about those of us who don't know how to manage our emotions? Then what happens? This is when you could end up turning to something such as alcohol, drugs, caffeine, food, and the list goes on, whatever it may be, whatever your vice may be, to manage these negative feelings that come about. We live in a society that tells us that we should be able to control our emotions, and if we can't, then we suppress them. However, what do you do when you are angry or feel fearful, you're overwhelmed, or you're upset? Do you allow yourself to work through these emotions, or do you look for something else to calm you? When you search for something to calm you, are you looking inside yourself, or are you looking outside of yourself? For me, I always looked outside of myself to find a way to manage any negative emotion that I was feeling. I didn't want to feel angry. I didn't want to feel sad. I didn't want to feel stressed. I didn't want to feel overwhelmed. I wanted to portray that I was happy and that life was great. So instead of listening to my body and what I needed to try and manage the negative feelings that I was feeling, I looked to numb them. And majority of the time I did this with food. It is a quick fix. However, it does not last long term. So the next time a stressful situation arose, I resorted to the same coping mechanism and quickly lost the ability to manage most of my emotions because I had no clue what I truly needed. This is when I realized I needed to become more in touch with my inner self. So how do you find more time to connect with yourself and your emotional states? Do you wait till the end of the day when you are exhausted and try to unwind and try and flip through Facebook or binge watch a Netflix show, or be extremely busy in all of your children's activities? Obviously, I'm speaking from a lot of experience here of the things that I tried to do as well. Or are you somebody that cancels an activity or rearranges your schedule to care for yourself? Do you call a friend and vent? Or do you continue just to let all these emotions pile up? The more that we let them pile up, the more stress, the more anxiety, the more we become overwhelmed and completely exhausted. So this week, I would like for you to spend some time thinking about how you manage your emotions. Do you try and please everyone else and make sure they are happy and neglect yourself? Do you recognize that maybe you are overwhelmed and ask for help? Do you delegate chores in the house, or do you do everything on your own? Do you allow yourself to tell your significant other that you are upset or angry or hurt by something that may have happened? When you are run down, do you look for caffeine or sugar to pick you up, or do you adjust your schedule so you can get some rest? If you are finding it difficult to regulate certain emotions, share them on this page and maybe we can help each other find healthy ways to cope. Self-control is not having any emotion. It is about being in touch with yourself to understand how you truly are feeling and then asking for the help or taking the time you need to let these negative feelings pass. Sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes hours, sometimes days, and sometimes years. The longer we suppress these negative emotions, though, the more they will build up, and then the healing process, trust me, takes much longer. If you are having trouble managing anxiety, stress, and destructive behaviors, I would love the opportunity to coach you and help you live the life you are made for. Until next week, be well.